And we get another interesting looking Highland map. This time everybody has their own area of land separated by water. We did have one that was kind of like this the other day and everybody thought it was rivers, but no, this is how Highland can be in a team game. But this CM Highland is generating more of these rivers sort of looking Highland maps than standard Highland seems to. But no, this is actually Highland. Like, we're seeing a lot of these lately. It must just be, you know, statisticians will tell you this stuff can happen. But it's uncommon to see so many Highland maps as we have lately in various Clan Masters games. And even when I've casted, like, rated games with Highland and stuff, never seem to get the normal boring one with the river across the middle lately. Which, you know, I can't complain about. This is more interesting, I think. But yeah, let's have a look at the player positions then. It's teal, red and yellow, which is actually this top half of the map, isn't it? So we've got Chaos to Win playing Spanish flank in teal colour, and he did something interesting when Jeanette casted him playing Highland the other day, I think. I'm pretty sure he did like a crazy monk push and monk and siege push after losing the water, even in Spanish. So we'll keep an eye on him because he might do something fun in this game. Then we got Dupe playing Mongol's pocket. He might be glad to be off the flank after the last game. And then Avicii is playing on the left hand side, and the red is Vikings pocket. Interestingly, the Team 1v1 team went for Chinese, so they were obviously guarding against a potential nomad start being thrown up by the map pack. But Conquerors picking Chinese there hasn't got a nomad start here, but Chinese are an overall good civ. So not a terrible loss here, but I feel like as we go into the late game, the lack of a Mongols could be an issue compared to Dupe. Like, Mongols could be decisive if we do go into the late game, and backed up by Spanish trade as well. I think this civ selection overall for Team 1v1 has to be an aggressive pick. If we think about a 4v4 situation on, say, Arabia, then you have Huns, Mines and Mongols, and then you generally either have Spanish or you have Chinese. And if you pick Spanish, as a lot of the Chinese teams tend to do, then you're basically saying, I want the game to develop into late game, make use of that Spanish trade. And then we've seen teams like, say, Tyrant Warlords, you know, they like to have slam pick Chinese, and that Chinese team bonus with the farms that kind of enables for a more aggressive game, powers up your team in the Castle Age, or like sort of the mid game, but you then don't have the Spanish trade to rely on in the late game. So kind of Huns and Chinese, and then Vikings have to be fast as well here, because they just fade off in the Imperial Age, although at least there is a Viking player for both teams, and we'll expect the Viking players to be the ones prioritising the water here. Those are the guys that should be spending the most time gushing out of the three. But yeah, it's very much kind of Spanish and Mongols late game power versus Chinese and Huns. Decent late game civs, but it's not Mongols backed up by Spanish trade. Seeing how the walling is looking, we saw a ton of Xing, like Chaos to Win was Xing like crazy on this side. He's walled off the shallows, but it doesn't look like anyone on his team really cares to wall that much. No, then just not that bothered, are they? Rounding out, yeah, just noting that Spring is the Hun's pocket in blue, and he's got quite a nice deep pocket position there. Doubt really that we'll see either pocket dying in this game. I think the game will be won and lost on the flanks. Someone previously wanted Spring to be forced into making ships, but with a Viking flank and him being in the pocket position, maybe he won't. River is complaining that there are no fish on this map. Wow, that's unlucky, isn't it? I know these are narrow rivers and you don't always get deep fish, but not to get a shore fish. Look at this! Look at this! This fishing ship that has gone idle up here. Unfortunately, he was one tile from seeing that shore fish. Look at that. He's right now he's probably thinking this map is almost bugged, but at least there's one over there. But he's going to drush instead because Avicii didn't care to wall the shallows, but instead he's just going to wall further back. But at least that kind of means that River gains a foothold on his opponent's island early, but he's drushing. So as Vikings, is he going to be grushing? That's the question. And if he doesn't, then someone else on his team needs to. Maybe that will end up being the Spanish player over here. Yeah, we see second dog, so it looks like Chaos gonna grush against Spring. Sorry, against Kong actually. And he's got a fast up time. Kong isn't up, so Kong should lose the water here to the Spanish player in the right. Spring's gonna go up, but this doesn't look like a grush build at all, really. Could well manage to FC off this. That shorefish there is going to be used up rapidly. And yeah, I think he will end up just FCing there. With not as many villagers as you would typically FC with, but lots of fish. He's got 5 fish and villagers on shorefish. The drush is making its way round for River. I don't think it's going to find its way in. Avicii's walled everything off, but he's trapping himself into a smaller area there. So I don't know how much more River will try and apply the aggression to Avicii. Having got across the river, you might be tempted just to, when he goes up, when he eventually reaches to the Castle Age, just play Castle Age against his opponent here. Although it is kind of Vikings versus Vikings, so you can do Castle Age aggression with Vikings really well because your economy is super powered with that free hand cart, but obviously that's neutralised with it being Vikings versus Vikings here. River, though, it seems to be uncovering the strategy of Avicii, which is he's going to wall everything and he's going to sling quite probably. We don't see a market being built just yet. He's actually going to grush. Maybe he's not going to sling. Maybe River's going to get that wrong and misinform his team. They will see the galleys on the water sooner or later. Kongan's Gate is obviously losing everything on the water against against Chaos to win over here. Spring has not what you call a sneak, it's more of a forward that is going to hit the pocket player Dupe. He'll probably just go 2 stable knights from this forward area, maybe add some siege and try and take out Dupe in the Castle Age. But yeah, Vikings is going to grush after all for red, but just from the safety of stone walls.
Yes.
So it ends up the Jedi team will have their Viking player grushing, whereas River, only 3/4 of the way to feudal age himself, may not be grushing at all. So having the kind of Spanish on water and Vikings on water as well, it seems like Jedi will win the water battle quite easily here. Dupe is now trying to do a Market Blacksmith FC, but he's been delayed. A little bit of harassment by the scout from Spring. And Spring's on his way up to the Castle Age a lot faster than Dupe. And he's poised, isn't he? His second stable is being built. He remains undetected, judging by Dupe's layout of his base and everything. He's gone Market, he's walling up, he thinks he's safe. Doesn't know anything about what awaits for him here. And I think Dupe, having gone up Market Blacksmith and thinking that he's walled, is going to be in a lot of trouble. Because Spring is going to hit him like a hammer in the Castle Age. Going full Castle Age plays right into Spring's wheelhouse. That's what he loves to do. So Dupe, I hope for his sake he doesn't get just torn apart like he happened to him in the previous game, but it's starting to look like a possibility, isn't it? Just confirming though that the Jedi team really has taken control of all the water on the map. They've got lots of galleys in the channels. They've easily got this area. Conquerors Gate's added docks, so maybe he's going to try and win it back in the Castle Age. I wonder if he'll try and do fires or something, but I feel like there'll be enough galleys out for the Jedi team, for Chaos to win in particular over on that side of the map, to deal with it. Droop is reaching the Castle Age, but Knights are already out for Spring. He'll make a few more and then he'll run in. Let's see what Droop is going to do with as soon as he hits Castle Age. If he builds a TC straight away and builds it enough to be spending the resources on it, it's going to make it so hard for him to actually react to this, because he won't have the wood in the bank to build. Yeah, 2 TTs go up. Right now he's not really got the resources to react to this now, because he needs a monastery. He might have to delete a TC, I guess. He can afford 1 monastery, but let's say if he was to try and defend it with military, he'd need a barracks and a military building, and he can't even afford it right now. It looks like he'll just build TCs everywhere, but to try and hide the vills and the TCs, but it's not going to happen. That quick wall just in time. He needs 1 more tile here. Needs it. Oh no, Dupe. Dupe, no. This is not how it's supposed to go. That's a whole bunch of vills down. 2 more vills there are going to be dead. These aren't even walled in, but the TC will at least go up. Oh dear. Dupe thinking he was fully walled here and then dropping 3 TCs right off the bat. Not quick walling in time. It's left him in such a bad way. I mean, Spring, he hasn't got a massive economy and some of it's idle. He's lost his fish, but he's still got 9 more villagers than Dupe. Dupe's up to 22 villagers in the Castle Age now, or down to 22 villagers. Sorry. It's so difficult to come back from that, because he hasn't got any resources to really defend himself now. He needs a monastery to fight against the monks, but he's going to make a barracks, because to actually defend with monks he needs gold. How's he going to get gold? Because he has nothing. So he's going to add a barracks and then try and get camels. He's actually got 500 gold in the bank. He's been slung by his Viking ally, because they've won the water now. Maybe that's the way back. Maybe Avicii will sling Dupe first of all to defend and back into the game a little bit, having won the water as the Viking player. But the problem is that I don't think it's going to work, because Dupe is already so far behind Spring. But more importantly, what do we have here? Look at this from the Viking player on the Team 1v1 team. They have the Viking player stonewalled up and built a market, so he's slinging, and you don't need to guess who he's slinging. He must be slinging Spring. So Spring is not going to be able to defend against this. The villager is still loose, so we'll see a siege workshop coming there.
Yes.
And Spring is also demolishing Chaos on the right hand side now. He's got him through the mining camp. I don't know if that was deleted or destroyed, but that's 5 vills going down there, vills on the farms. It's just devastation everywhere. Spring is receiving the sling and demolishing 2 players at once. 21 villagers. Even Dupe's actually got way more villagers than Chaos to win in the end. He's dropped to 21. Dupe's got 39, but they're just under TC's defending for now, but that's only because Spring has switched his aggression. I think if Spring had kept up the siege workshops, he'd probably be killing Dupe off as well. Right now the problem is you've got the Viking player here has played, well, not played, he stayed in the feudal age slinging, but both of the candidates to receive the sling, Dupe and Chaos to Win, are dying. Chaos to Win's about to lose his TC, and this Castle Age will not actually happen. So it's going to be 2 players in the feudal age for Jedi, and all of those villagers will die. Chaos to Win will drop to 10 villagers or less now. Not even that. He's got nowhere to go. Conquerors Gates won the water back with fire ships because even see a transport coming out. You know, this reminds me of the Jurassic Park scenario where you run away from dinosaurs. It's that much of a mismatch, and you try and jump on a transport. Let's go to Chaos to Win's point of view. He's got some resources to build a new TC. The transport ship was sunk with the villagers in it. He's down to 4 villagers. And Chaos to Win also has all the food back from clicking up. That's why he's got 1,000 food in the bank, because his TC went down that was researching the Castle Age. Jupe's booming a bit now, but he's on 48 fills. What's he going to do with that? When his ally has 4 villages. Where are the rest of them? Clicking the idle vill button, I don't actually get taken to them. Assuming that actually works. Oh, he's down here building a new TC. Come on, boys. It's like Land Nomad. Let's start again. Let's build a TC on the wood line. And now Spring is turning his attention back to Jupe. You know, like when he went down there to deal with Chaos to Win, he was like, "Don't worry, Jupe. I'll be back for you as well, son." And now here he comes with the siege workshop that I've been wanting to see for a long time, and he's adding monks, which is a great response to the camels. The trade cart goes down. No, the trade cart. That could have brought Jupe back into this, couldn't it? You know, that could have made all the difference. But you know, they do have Spanish trade. If that trade cart had made it to one of the allies' markets, if that trade cart had got here, then that would be 3,000 gold to bring him back into it. But unfortunately, it's not going to be. Spring has played so well here. He's been slung, of course, but you know, first of all, stealth Spring, undetected by Jupe, who thought he was fully walled, and then the timing of this was fantastic. He went into Chaos to Win, like switched his attention from Jupe after Jupe got TCs to defend. He went to Chaos to Win, caught him while he was going to Castle Age, denied the Castle Age, and now he's back and he's going to finish off what he started. Great job by Team 1v1. I said in the introduction to the previous game that actually got restarted. You know, Team 1v1, how far can they go? They've got good players. They're not an elite team, but if they play well as a team, they can do better than perhaps even they had hoped for here. They almost beat Tyrant in a game last week. And the strategy here has been good. Like, they lost to Warsaw, which is a bit of a risk on Highland. But it doesn't matter. They won it in every other way. Good team gameplay. They're not Team 1v1, they're Team 1v1 and Team TG. And I, for one, really love watching this team. It was fun last week. Even when they lose, they play a little bit unorthodox, but it's fun to watch. And you know, this now they're going to win 3-1. It'll see them safely through to the knockout stages, and I look forward to seeing what they can do. Yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. Team 1v1 makes it through to the next stage of Team Game Tournament in quite convincing fashion. Finishing second in the group to Tyrant, of course, but good job by them. So, let's back out. We'll update the score.